For decades, people around the world have reported seeing strange objects in the sky. Some were seen by thousands of people, others were tracked by radar, and some were witnessed by trained pilots and military personnel. But despite investigations, certain sightings still don't have a clear explanation. Today, we're counting down 10 of the weirdest UFO sightings ever reported. Let's begin. Number 10. The Lubbock Lights. In August 1951, something strange appeared over Lubbock. Several professors from Texas Technological College reported seeing a group of unusual lights moving across the night sky. The lights appeared to travel in a distinctive formation, and they weren't seen just once. Over several nights, multiple people reported similar sightings. Then, a local student managed to photograph the lights. The photographs became some of the most famous UFO images of the era. The U.S. Air Force eventually investigated the case, but the explanation remained disputed. More than 70 years later, the Lubbock Lights remain one of America's most famous unexplained UFO cases. Number 9. The Tehran UFO Incident. September 19, 1976. A strange object was reported in the night sky. Military personnel were alerted, and an Iranian Air Force jet was sent to investigate. According to reports, the pilot described a bright object that appeared to change colors. Then things became even stranger. As the jet approached, the pilot reportedly attempted to fire a missile, but the aircraft's weapons system allegedly stopped functioning. When the pilot moved away, the systems reportedly returned to normal. The object eventually disappeared. The incident was later documented in U.S. government records, but what exactly the pilots encountered remains uncertain. Number 8. The Belgian UFO Wave. Imagine looking into the night sky and seeing a massive triangular object moving silently overhead. That's what thousands of people in Belgium claimed to see between 1989 and 1990. Reports described large triangular objects, often with bright lights underneath. The sightings became so widespread that Belgian authorities investigated them. The Belgian Air Force even scrambled. Radar operators reportedly detected unusual targets during parts of the investigation, but the mystery only became deeper. Some sightings were later explained as conventional aircraft or misidentifications. Others remain disputed. To this day, the Belgian UFO wave is considered one of Europe's most famous UFO cases. Number 7. The Phoenix Lights. March 13, 1997. Thousands of people across Arizona reported seeing strange lights in the night sky. The reports stretched across a huge area, including the city of Phoenix. Some witnesses described a formation of lights moving slowly and silently overhead. Others reported seeing what appeared to be a massive triangular object. The event became known as the Phoenix Lights. The military later said that some of the lights were flares dropped during a training exercise, but many witnesses insisted that what they saw earlier that evening was something completely different. To this day, the Phoenix Lights remain one of the most famous UFO cases in American history. Number 6. The Westall UFO Incident. April 6, 1966. Something unusual was reportedly seen near Westall High School in Melbourne. Hundreds of students and teachers were outside when reports emerged of a strange object in the sky. Witnesses described a silvery object moving above the area. Some said it appeared to descend toward a nearby field, and because so many students and teachers reportedly witnessed something unusual, the incident became one of Australia's most famous UFO cases. But there was never a universally accepted explanation for exactly what happened. More than half a century later, the Westall incident remains a mystery. Number 5. The Rendlesham Forest Incident. December 1980, a series of strange events occurred near RAF Woodbridge in Suffolk, England. The area was home to US Air Force personnel. Several military personnel reported seeing unusual lights near the forest. Some witnesses described a strange object among the trees, One serviceman later claimed the object appeared metallic and triangular. The incident became even more controversial when a military officer recorded notes describing what he believed he had seen. Skeptics have suggested explanations ranging from a lighthouse to ordinary aircraft and other environmental phenomena, but supporters of the UFO explanation argue that those explanations don't account for every detail of the reports. The Rendlesham Forest incident is still debated today, and is sometimes called Britain's Roswell. Number 4. The Roswell Incident, July 1947. Something crashed near Roswell, New Mexico. At first, the U.S. military announced that it had recovered a flying disc. That announcement lasted only a short time. The military quickly changed its explanation, saying the debris came from a weather balloon. Years later, the Roswell story became much bigger. Witnesses claimed unusual debris had been recovered. Others claimed the military had discovered something far more mysterious. The U.S. government later explained that the debris was actually connected to Project Mogul, a secret program designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. But the Roswell story never disappeared. It became one of the most famous UFO legends in history. Even today, people continue to debate what really happened in the New Mexico desert. Number 3. The USS Nimitz UFO Incident, November 2004. U.S. Navy pilots operating near the coast of California reported encountering something they couldn't immediately identify. The object was described as a strange white shape, often compared to a tic-tac. It reportedly moved in ways that seemed unusual. The pilots attempted to investigate, but the object appeared to move rapidly and unpredictably. What made the incident particularly unusual was that it wasn't based only on eyewitness testimony. The encounter was associated with radar data and infrared video recorded by a Navy aircraft. Years later, the U.S. government officially acknowledged that the video was genuine. But that doesn't mean the object was extraterrestrial. It simply means the object shown in the footage remains unidentified, and that's what makes the case so fascinating. Number 2. The Trans-en-Provence UFO Incident, January 1981. A farmer in southern France reported seeing something extraordinary near his property. According to his account, a strange metallic object descended toward the ground. It reportedly landed briefly, before taking off again. The witness reported finding unusual marks on the ground afterward. French investigators examined the site. Samples were collected, and the case was investigated by France's official UFO research organization. The investigation concluded that the physical evidence was consistent with an unusual event, but it did not establish what the object actually was. No definitive explanation was found. Decades later, the Trans-en-Provence case remains one of France's most famous UFO investigations. Number 1. The Varginha UFO Incident, January 1996. Something strange reportedly happened in the Brazilian city of Varginha. Several witnesses claimed they saw unusual creatures near the city. Reports described beings with large heads, red eyes, and unusual appearances. The story quickly spread. Brazilian authorities reportedly became involved, and rumors began circulating about military vehicles transporting something away from the area. The incident eventually became known as the Varginha UFO Incident. But here's the problem: much of the story comes from witness accounts and later reports. There is no publicly verified evidence proving that extraterrestrial beings were involved. Brazilian authorities have denied claims of an alien recovery. Still, the Varginha case remains one of the strangest UFO stories ever reported, and decades later, people are still debating what really happened. And that's our list of the top 10 weirdest UFO sightings that still have no explanation. Thanks for watching Top 10 Weirdest. See you in the next video.